Yes, there is a problematic video of me naked running in a cow pasture. Now, first of all, let me just say that I lost a bet, which shows how competitive I am, as an individual, as an employee. The fact that I went through with it indicates just how dedicated I am to achieving company objectives. You know what I'm saying? So, good asset for your company, right? And three, I'm just gonna show myself out. Thank you for being. What's up everybody, I'm Vaughn and welcome to Let That Sink In, where the goal as always is to give you career and professional development tips. So here's the deal. Winning at work is not just about being good at your job. It's also about being a good employee. But how do you become a good employee? Well, the answer is by practicing what are known as soft skills. But according to most employers lately, might as well them start by some crash probats because those seem to have more soft skills than most of the new recruits coming into the offices lately. But before we even go down that road there, let's back up a little and begin at the logical starting place. What are soft skills? Well, here's the answer from Dr. Sasha Shim Hue. She is the Regional Director for Jamaica's National Training Agency, the Heart NSDA Trust.
You call it soft skills, I call it core skills, and I also call it employability skills because that's really what it is. And employability skills are the skills that you need to get a job, you need to keep a job, and you need to grow in the job.
Let's drill down a little further. Let's get real specific about the kind of characteristics employers are looking for when they're deciding whether to keep an employee on during and after the probation period.
Communications, teamwork, problem solving, time management, critical thinking, decision making, how you manage stress, how you organize yourself. And the truth is, there's none of us when we left high school that had all these skills. There are many of us as adults who were still working on being punctual, working on the department, which is dressing for success.
But Dr. Shim Hue says don't be too surprised if you see her on an accident scene inspecting a crash probox because she's having the same problem that most employers are having when it comes to these new recruits. Trainees are coming in without any knowledge of the fact that the word soft and skills don't in a malice. Them are good bridging for many years now. And when it comes to a lack of soft skills, these are some of the most glaring weaknesses. Number one, lack of readiness.
If an opportunity comes right now, are you ready? Is your resume up to date? Do you have a suit of clothes ready if you're called now to go for an interview? Are you ready? You want to go overseas, but then you don't have a passport. And the thing is, if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. And I want us to remember that. So it's always staying ready. That's number one.
Why, boss, say I pass what I do right here, so them I give me work over here. So I run, come over here, come see if I could run in for it, because I don't know. I can't make an opportunity like this pass me. Okay, well, I guess we can give you a chance since you came all this way, Do you have a resume with you? Well, you want to say the resume dead, but it's not really so 100. So, but I mean, they are right in front of you right now, so if anything you want to you can just ask me, you understand? You know what? That's not a problem. But references, who can I call to ask you about your work experience? Say, me is a man when I really to chat up to people like that. You understand? I kind of like stay to myself, keep my own energy, You know what? I think I'm going to take a chance on you. But guess what happened now? This is a driver work, You have a driver's license? Boss, let me tell you this. You see, from it have engine in it, me will drive it anywhere on planet Earth. You understand what I say? As a matter of fact, I'll drive it in outer space if you don't want me, because I'm a real top driver. You understand what I say? But you see that license something there now? The next big issue, according to Dr. Shim Hue, is how people come dressed to their interviews or just to work in general.
First, this how you put yourself out there even before you open your mouth. And I've seen where that has happened to a lot of persons where they're very competent, they're very skilled, but how they present themselves. You are a brand. What it is that you want to be remembered for. What is your brand? What is your statement? Think about what you're putting out there. That's a part of the soft skills, image.
I've called this meeting to address some complaints I've been receiving from other members of our staff about your attire. Now, when you joined this entourage, you attended an orientation session where you were shown this image as a guide for how you are to attire yourself whenever you accompany our employer, the disorderly boss, tight pants, at any of his stage show events and so on. Yet I have been informed that you have been attending these functions in this jacket and tie and three-piece suit outfit. This is unacceptable. For this offense, you have been demoted from the middle of the entourage to the back of the entourage. As you know, in this situation, you will be required to procure your own alcohol and marijuana, and you may also find yourself left behind should there be an incident where the safety of the disorderly boss is put at risk. Consider this probation. We're going to be watching your behavior over the next few weeks. And if things shape up, you may very well be reinstated to the middle. But if things don't shape up, you may very well find yourself out of this entourage. Do you understand me? Good. Now, even if most employers are willing to look past your lack of preparedness and your attire when you come to the interview, one thing that most candidates tend to get 0 out of 10 for consistently is their online presence.
I've seen a lot of persons that I've done a lot of interviews that present themselves in the social media space in a particular way. Fully exposed, fully doing some things, not understanding that employers may ask you for access to these platforms or befriend you to see exactly what it is that you are presenting out there. Do you want to be remembered as that?
I would just like to say that this has been such a wonderful interview. You guys have treated me so well, made me feel so welcome here. This may very well be the best interview I've ever been on, And in that spirit, I would like to just address the elephant in the room, Yes, there is a problematic video of me out there, one which I'm trying to have removed and taken down, by the way. Working very hard to have that accomplished. But yes, there is a problematic video of me naked running in a cow pasture. Now, first of all, let me just say that I lost a bet, which shows how competitive I am, as an individual, as an employee. I'm very competitive and work hard to beat all the competitors and so on. And second of all, the fact that I went through with it indicates just how dedicated I am to achieving company objectives. You know what I'm saying? So, good asset for your company, right? And 3, I'm just gonna show myself out. Thank you, it's been great. You may want to invest in some burner social media accounts, some fake ones. That way you can do all the gallivanting and everything that you want to do without necessarily leaving a paper trail right back to you. Oh, and by the way, from personal experience, if you're gonna end up naked in a cow pasture doing all kinds of crazy things, wear a mask. Just saying. Okay, the next big issue, time management. Well, actually the lack of it.
So time management continues to be a major factor. And whilst in the regular scheme of things, yes, young people in high school, had to stick with a time, submission of projects or attending classes on time, we have come to see that there are still a lot of persons, a large percentage, that just don't value time. So coming to work on time continues to be a problem. Submitting any reports, projects continues to be a challenge. And just the overall respect that your failure to meet a deadline impacts somebody else.
Boy, I idiot. Yeah, boy. No, man. No, focus on your work. You know what happens if you hold the phone in your hand for too long. Alright, 5 minutes. You're going to take 5 minutes and look on the... Alright.
2 hours later.
Another challenge most employers are having with employees is that their version of conflict resolution more resembles the Queenie versus Amari clash instead of a rational, reasonable adult discussion.
We have seen where persons are fighting in the workplace. Why? Because they don't know how to solve their problems with communication rather than being combative.
Hey, yeah, chef boy. I think man fried chicken and the man a curry gravy man you. Come like a busy I try this man now. Hey boy, come here.
But so it's just being able to bring the dots together to form that arrow pointing you in the right direction. And all of us as employees, employers, persons in the workplace, we have a responsibility to play in culturing the fresh hand, the fresh work hands as to what it is that is required.
If after hearing about all these employment red flags, you feel properly read up like an optician chart and you want to do something about it, not to worry, you can actually get help.
You have the ability to go online and research employers' expectations. You have the opportunity to visit any Heart NSTA Trust office and be given career guidance. You have the opportunity, the Tourist Enhancement Fund has a project now where they are teaching these skills, enhanced job readiness. The global services sector also has where they are teaching enhanced job readiness because people see the deficit, Vaughn. Also ensure that you have persons in your corner who are knowledgeable about the world of work and can guide you as to what it is that they look for when they are selecting a candidate. Also find out how it is that they got the job that they are in.
Oh, and let's just address something right here, right now. Using soft skills is not being fake or kissing up to people. Like I always tell people, in life, you don't get what you deserve. You get what you negotiate for. Ideally, people should just naturally respect you for the person who you are. But that does not happen. You have to give people reasons to respect you. And you accomplish that by putting forward a version of yourself that aligns with their interests. Market yourself right and win. It's that simple.
Remember too, that some jobs are a stepping stone. You have to do what you have to do before you can do what you want to do. There are many of us who can say that this is not the ideal. Some persons can say it's not their ideal job, but they are working towards that. And working towards your ideal job means that I need to get the experience in this particular field, boost up my dossier as it relates to my experience, my interactions, my know-how, until I am able to transition into a particular space.
And just to reinforce the point, here's one more bar from Dr. Shim Hue.
Agility is one of the skills that is required in the workplace. And in other words, adaptability. Adaptability not to your demise, but adaptability for your growth. And being able to see a situation and flow into the situation for learning and for development. So you may not necessarily like the fact that you have to sit behind a desk in an office. You would prefer to work at home in your settee, but adaptability would require that you do that because you are supposed to come into the workplace. It also shows teamwork, synergy. It shows that you're able to be a part of something that is bigger than yourself.
Let that sink in.
And there you have it, people. Some soft skills you should pick up if you want to be in the running for those Employee of the Year awards. We want you to win at work. So if you don't already have these skills, go ahead and invest in them so your boss won't see you as a crash pro box and we look at you more like Messi juggling a cotton ball, or like a little picnic slowly trying to put back the pot cover pan a dutchie after him just teeth out a piece of hot oxtail and him know say man are the right round the corner and wait to beat him if she catch him. Nobody now have softer skills than that.
Let that sink in.
And that is where we end today's video. But don't forget to subscribe if you want more career and professional development tips. Feel free to check out some of our other videos and don't hesitate to throw us a like or a comment. We'd appreciate that. I'm Vaughn and this was Let That Sink In. See you next time.